If you are not staggering away from your leg workout, no wonder your quads aren't growing. The quads are a large muscle group, and to grow, they really need to be stimulated. I mean stimulated. That being said, if you are an older lifter, then you really need to protect your joints and you need to make sure that you're using really good form. Also, really need to make sure that you're doing the right type of exercises that are going to optimize the motion and optimize your growth. To do that, you need a lot of focus and intensity. But guess what? The good news is, if you really want to grow your quads and train them hard, you don't have to squat. I really do believe that squats are a great exercise for overall leg development. But if you have bad knees or back issues or hip issues, so much for squatting. But that doesn't mean you can't grow your quads.
Let's get started with our quadricep workout by warming up our hamstrings and our knees. This is a great exercise to get you going and ready for a good hard quadricep workout. So I love this old seated leg curl machine. It just feels so comfortable. You want to do 4 sets of 12 to 15 reps each time, getting progressively heavier. Now you don't want to push it too hard because we're not here to work out our hamstrings. We're here to get our quadriceps ready to do some serious work. All right, if you are ready to get squatting, then here we go. The first exercise we're going to do to tear down that muscle fiber is the Smith machine squat. Now, I really like this squat because you can keep your back very straight and it doesn't really hurt your hips. So you want to have your feet out in front of you. You want to have a decent stance. And another option is you can have your feet out in front of you and your feet together, and this is called the cannonball squat. Now, you don't necessarily have to go ass to grass, but you can go just below parallel. So start off with 2 warm-up sets for about 15 reps, and then you want to do about 3 more sets, and you want them to be really heavy. You want to do about 3 sets of 8, and this should be just about to failure because you really want to tear down muscle fiber with this. With the hack squat, this is meant to be heavy and tear down muscle fiber. Ass to grass, no ego here. If you don't start with the Smith machine, then I want you to start with 1 or 2 warm-up sets. The last set should be just about to failure. Have 3 sets of 8 or 9 reps with the perceived rate of exertion, around 8 or 9. It should be damn hard. So with the hack squat, it doesn't matter so much about what direction your toes are pointing. It's more about foot placement on the platform. You want your feet lower on the platform to activate the quads more. The next exercise should be the pendulum squat if you have it. Now, I also like to call this thing the humbleizer. Now, foot placement is key with this exercise. You want your feet lower down on the platform. If you have tight calves, all these quad exercises can be troublesome. So make sure that you use active stretching for your calves before you begin these exercises. Keep the reps down so you don't fatigue out before your last set. This exercise is designed to tear down fiber. You should be close to failure on your last set. If you're not screaming or grunting really hard, you ain't doing it right. So 3 sets of 8 reps, and on the last set, try to get to failure. Get heavier each set. You want your RPE to be like a 7, 8, and 9. Now we're on to the leg press. If you really want to activate your quads, then you need to have your feet lower on the platform, and you want a really good range of motion. If you want to target your adductors, you want to use a low, wide stance, and if you're targeting more of that outside sweep, you can try a low, narrow stance. This year, I'm going for the low, wide stance to target my adductors more. Now, when it comes to rep ranges, I would use anywhere from 12 to 25 reps. Now, on that 25 reps, that's probably what I would use for my first set, so I get those hips opened up, and I am ready to do some serious work. We really want to fatigue out the muscles whenever we're using a leg press.
Hey, if you've been enjoying this content, please be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Masters Muscle.
Leg extensions are a great exercise to finish up those quads. This is another stretch and fatigue exercise. You want to get a good range of motion with higher reps or go for lower reps with pause at the top. So you want to do 3 or 4 sets to totally exhaust those quads. Now, if you're using a pause set, you want to do about 8 to 10 reps. You hold it up there, hold it for 2 seconds, then bring it all the way down to the bottom. And if you're doing higher reps, I'd probably do sets of 15 or 25. But on that last set, do a straight set of 25 reps to total failure. You don't have to do them all in a row, but you really want to work hard to get to that number 25, no matter how much it burns. And by finishing out and stretching out that quadricep, man, you are really going to make it grow. And that's how you train hard to get these quadriceps bigger.
Let me sum this up. So, to really train those quadriceps hard, our first 2 exercises are designed to tear down fiber. And that's why we use the Smith machine squats to protect your back, and we used hack squats, once again, to protect your back. Now, we started off with a hamstring movement, the seated hamstring curls, to warm up those hammies and warm up those knees so that they were ready to go when we get on those first 2 heavy exercises. Now, you really need that perceived rate of exertion to be around an 8 or 9. Then, in our last 2 exercises, the leg press and the leg extensions, this is where we really stretch and fatigue that muscle out. We stretch it to get it fully lengthened, and then we squeeze the crap out of it to get more blood flow in there, and that is what makes it grow. Now, the whole key to this training philosophy is your focus and intensity, especially on those very last heavy sets. When you get to failure, that is where your body begins to adapt and change, and that is what this is all about. We want to stimulate your quadriceps to grow. I have 3 other videos on how to train hard for chest, triceps, and biceps, and you can see them right here.